Hi guys, it's your Home Sweet Home 519 Realtor here, Krystal Lee Moore, also known as Krystal Lee Moore Lucier, and I wanted to talk to you today about client events and referrals. So we hear about referrals all the time, and with Buffini and Company, our coaching is all about working by referral. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that and how to do client events in a post-COVID world. So it's pretty exciting that things are opening back up, but not everyone's ready for that. So we can talk about how that is. And let's start off though with our goals. So as everyone knows, we have the Brian Buffini 5-circle goals. And those 5 circles again are personal, family, financial, business, and spiritual. So if you're ever really needing some motivation, I always suggest write out your goals. A vision board is a great idea. If you ever need a vision board kind of life hack, you can pick out photos on the internet, put them into a Word document, and then just create a vision board that way and print it out and put it in front of you. That's what I actually do. So vision boards can be awesome, but those 5-circle goals, again, personal, financial, family, spiritual, and business. So if you can come up with a couple of goals in each of those categories and just work on improving in all of those, then you're golden. So let's launch right in. So when we're talking about referrals, work by referral, what does that mean? So when you're trying to get new clients, it is a percentage that I was told that it costs you 6 times more money and more energy to develop a new client with someone who you've never met before than it does to focus on people that you already know and build business that way. And I've heard it for so long, but what happens in the real estate industry is that we can get really confused by all of the noise. Every time we turn around, someone's trying to sell us leads, or the realtor down the street seems to have a listing every single day. What's going on with that? Or our colleagues are selling, no problems. And it can be really tough to realize that we are all on our own journey. So try not to compare, but at the same time, building a relationship-based business is so much less stressful than a transactional business. If you're a transactional realtor and it's working for you, then go for it and all the best wishes. But I am not, and a lot of my colleagues are not. So working by referral is a lot better because it really leads with the gift of giving. So working by referral is really based on giving referrals and giving value and giving service. And then in return, you do end up getting value back. You do end up getting referrals back. That's not the reason you give, but there is the law of reciprocity, and it just feels good when you're helping people that either you know or who have been sent to you by people that you know. And one of the ways we can do that is by educating the people around us on how to refer. And when the conversation comes up, the first thing you want to do is ask them if the opportunity came up, if there was a question you had about real estate, or if you knew someone that wanted to buy or sell their home, am I the realtor that you would connect with? And I'll tell you, some people will say no. And that's okay, because here's the thing, we value loyalty. So if someone has another realtor and it's not you, it's good to know that. So then you won't spend kind of that energy trying to recruit them or help them with real estate. You can just have a relationship with them in whatever way you do. And then kind of be that person. If ever something happens or their other realtor stops being a realtor, you can be that backup person. But in the interim, you let them have that relationship and focus on the people who do need you as a realtor. So when you're having that conversation, a lot of people will say, yes, absolutely. Like, you are the realtor that I would choose. And that's awesome, because then you can say, okay, that's great. And then you can kind of give them that value and offer to be that touch point if they have questions. The other way that referrals can happen, and this has been really great for me in moving into 2 different cities and starting my business from scratch twice. I guess 3 times, because the first time I became a realtor, I was starting over, is the small businesses in your community. So they all need business as well. And when I first started back in Guelph in 2012, I had a really hard time because I didn't know anybody. And not knowing anybody was really daunting. I had come from somewhere in Ottawa where I had kind of grown up there. I knew so many people. And I came to the city where I didn't know anyone. And as I kept going to all of these networking events, it really became clear to me that I needed to build relationships. And so I ended up creating a database of businesses. And I created my own networking group. I tried to support each of the businesses myself as much as I could and show them who I was. And as we built those relationships, I ended up building my business. And part of that, a very big part of that, was my business relationships. Because people that own businesses, they appreciate your support, but they also either themselves might want to buy or sell. They know people that want to buy or sell. And if they see that you are genuinely supportive, then why not? So it's a pretty cool thing, because then you end up getting these great friendships and helping each other's clients. And it really feels fantastic. So one of the things I notice when I go to these networking events is that there's not that many realtors out there. And while, yes, it's fun when clients kind of just show up at your door or fall into your lap, these relationships are really, I'd say, maybe not untapped resource, because a lot of people do have relationships, but really going out and focusing on the smaller businesses. One word of the wise, though, I'd say, remember a couple things. Firstly, always thank a referral. So no matter what, if someone connects you to another person, thank them. Either send them an email, a note in the mail, a phone call, whatever it is, show them that you appreciate it. I can't tell you how many people I have supported who say nothing. And it's surprising, because it it really stands out to me, because now that I do the thank yous. And I don't think it's intentional, it's not malicious, but imagine how great you feel when you get a little bit of appreciation. Now, wouldn't you want to gift that to somebody? So anytime I get a referral, whether someone connects me with a new person or a client or something, I always either send a card, or I give a phone call, or I'll send a note. And it's just to say, hey, thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for your trust. I really appreciate it. And it really goes a long way. I remember I once sent a referral to a real estate coach of mine, and he sent me a thank you and a book in the mail. And I think the book probably cost $10. But oh my goodness, you would have thought I won the lottery. It felt so good to receive. And in that moment, I realized that thank you was everything. And so it really solidified my understanding and my belief in the system of thinking. And you always thank the referral, not the results. So if someone sends you a referral and doesn't go anywhere, you still thank them. I will tell you again, cautionary tale. I sent a referral to a colleague of mine, and it was a friend, and I guess it didn't go well. And instead of, I definitely didn't get a thank you, but I also got a bit of a scolding for the type of client I should be referring in the future. And I listened graciously, but I will tell you, never again would I send a referral their way, because it didn't feel good. And it's too bad, but it is what it is. And you want to try and build these relationships and do your best. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but really focus on those relationships and don't burn bridges. And finally, as far as referrals go, with clients who've maybe bought or sold with you and it's been a little while, the key is to always just show them value, because you do want those referrals, and sometimes it can feel weird to ask for them. But if you set out the expectation that that's how you work by referral, you focus on helping people with that soft introduction, it makes all the difference. I'm still working on it 12 years in, because sometimes I feel bad asking, but I do ask, and that is important, and it really does help. And then the last group for referrals, other realtors. So I would say if I asked everyone to put up their hand if they like receiving referrals from other realtors, they would all say yes. All of us would say yes. But how is your referral game going out? And that is important. So one of the biggest things I've noticed is that, so I send a lot of referrals out. I get a lot of referrals in as well, but I send out more than I receive. And that is an important ratio because when someone has the option to send a referral, of course they want you to do a good job. That is understood and expected. But beyond wanting you to do a good job, are you their person in that city? And are like, is there a potential for future business? Will it be reciprocal? So that law of reciprocity is alive and well, and you want to make sure that you're showing people that not only are you happy to receive, you're happy to give. And obviously it has to be genuine, but I also go out of my way to try to get referrals from my colleagues, and it really does make a difference. You can make a lot of money with referrals. I don't know if there's any other industry that I've heard of that actually makes money from relationships. We are paid for connecting with our relationships, and it is fantastic. So it's something that a lot of realtors don't take advantage of. So I would say those referral relationships with other realtors are key. And going on to client events very quickly. So client events, I haven't quite made up my mind yet. A lot of my awesome colleagues are in the States, and they're doing their parties right back the way they were. Clients here, I think they would appreciate getting together, but I don't want to make that assumption because we're just getting out of kind of the haze of COVID. So what I decided to do this year is I decided to support some local businesses, and I'm sending my clients, the clients with families, and sending them over to a kind of fun park. It's called East Park Gardens, Golf Gardens, and there's all sorts of choices of things they can do. But I also know one of the owners of East Park, so I decided, hey, I can support him and support my clients. And it's just a little something. So I took the budget that I would normally have for a party and I've put it into this. I have some of my colleagues who are doing ice cream parties, so they will kind of go pair up with a local ice cream shop and have people come by, get their free ice cream, and then they'll say hello outside, or family portraits. So a lot of people are doing these kind of people come one at a time, have some time with them, versus the old school, let's all kind of gather together in one room. And I think that's, in Canada anyway, pretty, especially in Ontario, pretty standard and pretty good. I'm interested to see what happens in the summer with more outdoor things, but stay tuned. So I'm excited about what I'm doing right now. And I promised at the last episode I would be giving book recommendations and some podcast recommendations. So book recommendation for this episode is The 7 Levels of Communication by Michael Mayer. And it is really good. So it basically talks about connecting others and becoming the hub. And it's a pretty easy read. So 7 levels of communication. In the podcast I was just listening to, it's pretty good. It's Badass Women of Real Estate. And I found out about it from Real Estate Hacks. So thank you so much um, for to everyone who put their stuff on there and all their suggestions. But yeah, I believe it's Badass Women of Real Estate. Um, and it's two realtors. Yeah, Badass Women of Real Estate. And it's two realtors in Baton Rouge. I might be saying that wrong, but they're awesome. They sound very much like they do business the way I do. It's probably why I resonate with it, but pretty cool. And they have a lot more episodes than I do so far. So hopefully you still listen to me, but that one's really good. And fitness wise, so we're doing a challenge. I'm about to put out a challenge to my neighborhood and offer some prizes for everyone to get out and get active. So I'm pretty excited. That's my farm neighborhood, but also my home neighborhood. So yeah, that is pretty much it for now. So client events, really the world is your oyster, whatever makes you comfortable and will show your clients that you appreciate them. Referrals, don't forget to ask for them, and you can ask for them from your clients, your friends, your family, business owners in your community who you're networking and supporting with, and other realtors who you are going to send referrals to as well. The podcast is Badass Women of Real Estate. You can find that on Spotify. I'm sure you can find it on other places as well. And for the fitness, we're, as I said, doing a challenge right now. So really trying to focus on staying healthy, and we're competing in this challenge. So I believe we have to lose 4% of our body, our weight in 4 weeks. So we'll see, fingers crossed. We're on a good track right now. And yeah, keep it fun with the neighborhoods. So this is a longer episode today, but I hope everyone enjoyed it. My name is Krystal Lee Moore, and I am a real estate broker with Lepage, Triland Realty in London, Ontario, Canada. My tagline is your home sweet home 519 Realtor. Help us help you. It's what we do. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, if you ever want to chat or mastermind, I'm always here. My info is available online everywhere, but my email is krystalleemore@royallepage.ca. And I hope you all have a fantastic week. Take care.